Hello, everyone. Good day. This is Susan, and let's talk with Susan's channel, a channel that brings you entertainment news, brings you political news, political engagement, socials, and as well money making information. Something you could look into to generate passive income for yourself. We have a lot of things going around the world today, ranging from cryptocurrency acceptance into the mainstream, and secondly, the acceptance of cryptocurrency in Nigeria by our President Tinubu. Today, the government of Nigeria has decided to come up with a cNGN. I know we are seeing all this, in the news wave. A cNGN. What is a cNGN and what relevance will the cNGN be to you and I and every other African? So today we are going to be hosting someone in the presence of Mr. Rotimi Michael. He is a crypto enthusiast. He has been in the crypto space for a long time. He knows his onions, in the crypto space. So we'll be bringing him today live with us for him to explain everything we'll bring to you will be very detailed to the layman's understanding on what we want you to understand. So, Mr. Rotimi, you're welcome and good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you for
Hello,
having me
Mr.
here.
Rotimi.
I really
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
this.
welcome once again.
Hello, Ma. Hello, Coach Susan. Yeah, thank you very much, Ma.
Thank you. It's a pleasure seeing you today. Mr. Rotimi, actually, I know you're a guru when it comes to the crypto system and the blockchain technology. Today's topic is about the cNGN. I want you to emphasize or break down the meaning of cNGN because it's all over, the news. Talking about the cNGN and the launch of the cNGN on the 27th of February 2024. So I want to understand, and I know the viewers would want to understand what relevance will the cNGN, be to Nigerians and Africans at large. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to, share knowledge. It has always been my pleasure to always be at the center of knowledge sharing and also at the back end of knowledge receiving. Certainly, the cNGN is actually a stable coin that is pegged to the Nigerian naira, and it is handled, it is managed by a group that we call the African Stablecoin Consortium. This group, they play a key role in the development, management, and maintenance of the cNGN, which means the compliance Nigerian Naira stablecoin.
Okay,
So
so the
we just
C,
going to
sorry,
dive deep.
sorry, please. So the C, the
Yes,
small letter C beside the NGN means the compliance Nigerian Naira, right?
yes,
All right,
yes, ma'am. It means the compliant Nigerian Naira. So
all right.
this stablecoin is actually, you know, going to be, like I said before, is going to be in the development hands of the African Stablecoin Consortium and also going to be managed and maintained by them. But looking at the stablecoin are coins that are doesn't actually increase in price or in value. They actually pegged to the value of a particular currency in ratio 1.1, and it's a safe space in the volatile crypto markets to be able to get value investment when the market is tough. So let's say at the point you have invested in a volatile currency and you are expecting a certain amount of profit on the investment. You came with a particular level of stablecoin, which we we all know as the USDT, which is like a precedence that the cNGN will follow uh, as they operationalize. So we all know the USDT, Tether, and the USDC, the USD coin that is available on popular exchanges. So they are managed and backed by um, financial institutions that accept them and take them up to high priority, just like the normal currencies are taken. So all we just need to do is to understand the role of the African Stablecoin Consortium itself, and we should look at how these roles, impact the stablecoin and will create adoption for the users, most especially with Nigerians, within Nigeria and in the diaspora. So we carefully going to look at about 7 points here that
All right.
will let us understand the role of the African Stablecoin Consortium. So the first point here is the development of the cNGN. So the
Okay.
ASC, which is the African Stablecoin Consortium, is responsible for developing the cNGN stablecoin. This involves the creation
Sorry,
of a
please.
digital currency
Sorry,
pegged
please.
to.
Sorry, please.
I said this, yes, ma'am.
Okay. You said the cNGN, which is the compliance naira, some group of persons are
Yes.
responsible for the creation of that compliance naira. Who are they?
Yeah, it's the African Stablecoin Consortium. They are
Okay,
the
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 African Stable
consortium
Coins
group,
Consortium.
which,
All right.
yes, the ASC. They are the group that that has that mandate to
Okay.
develop this stablecoin. You know, so the development of the coin is more or less more complex than the normal regular volatile coin that we happen to be able to deploy on any blockchain. You understand? But this
Okay.
actually has to maintain value with the value of the Nigerian naira. So there's a lot of processes, a lot of algorithms that check the price of Nigerian naira and maintain it over time. So it doesn't go up or fall short in the
Or
value
come down.
of a Nigerian
Okay.
naira. Yeah, in the competitive market. So that is the main, that's the main purpose of the development that the ASC is. So the first point I just mentioned now is the development of the cNG and stablecoin.
Okay.
So the second point is they are also compliance with regulatory standard. Compliance with regulatory standard. The consortium ensures that the cNGN stablecoin aligns with the Central Bank of Nigeria new regulatory standard on virtual assets. So this
Okay.
compliance is crucial for the stability and acceptance of the stablecoin within the regulatory framework. Within the regulatory framework. The point two that I've been
Yes, please.
working on. That's where
Yes, from
I'll
point two.
start from.
Yeah. Yes, please go ahead.
To the their responsibilities, their roles and responsibilities to the cNGN. So the
Okay.
consortium ensures that the cNGN stablecoin aligns with the Central Bank of Nigeria new regulatory standard on virtual assets. This compliance
Okay.
is crucial for the stability and acceptance of the stablecoin within the framework. The
Okay.
third point is that they are responsible for the management and maintenance. So the SEC is tasked with managing and maintaining the cNGN stablecoin unlike the e-naira, which is central bank digital currency directly controlled by the central bank. The
Okay. The
cNGN is
e-naira
maintained by
is
the
directly
consortium
controlled by the
and
central bank, while the cNGN is
central
controlled
bank,
by.
yes.
Okay, that's for the
While the
e-naira.
cNGN is controlled,
Okay.
yeah, the cNGN is maintained by the consortium. So this
Okay.
involves
So,
the overseeing and the stability, this involves the overseeing uh, and security of the stablecoin, which is the responsibility of the African Stablecoin Consortium. You understand? It is their own
okay.
responsibility to oversee and secure the stablecoin. So it's not like the responsibility of the CBN.
Okay.
All the thing CBN is involved is they are involved with compliance with regulatory standard, which is the previous point. So now the next point we'll look here is the ownership and control, which is the number 4 point that we are talking about, the role at which the African Stablecoin Consortium plays in this Naira stablecoin. So
All right.
ownership and control, the cNGN stablecoin is to be held by the banks in the consortium. This
Okay.
indicates that the consortium has a role in the ownership and control of the stablecoin, distinguishing it from a traditional central bank issued digital currency. So
Can I ask a
we want
question?
to try and compare. Yeah,
All right. Now, you talk
you
about
can.
consortium. To the layman's understanding, the
Yeah.
viewers out there will want to understand the meaning of consortium and what the consortium is all about. Is it an umbrella of some certain group of people or certain group of institutions? Who are the consortium?
Consortium in this case is group of banks. But the
Okay.
word consortium, you know, the word consortium itself, basically means organization coming together, group of
Okay.
it's it's like the basic terminology for consortium is association, but it
Okay.
typically represents group of organization, group of several companies, that are together working with one goal, with one common goal.
All right. All right.
You do you
Group
understand
of,
what I mean?
yes, I get
So
that.
the
That group
the
of
translation is
organization.
like, yeah, an organization of, yeah. So we know that we have like about 10 banks in the consortium of this stable coin, and because they are, individual banks coming together, the word for it is
Okay.
called consortium, like an
Oh, all right.
association
All right.
of,
Okay.
different
Okay.
side. Yeah. So
Okay. That's good. That's
the fifth res- the fifth responsibility in the area of, for the African Stablecoin Consortium, the fifth responsibility is they are responsible for the regulatory oversight. So while the Central Bank of Nigeria won't have direct control over the cNGN, the Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission, which is the Nigerian SEC,
okay.
will have regulatory oversight on this stablecoin. The consortium
All
likely
right.
collaborates with the consortium likely collaborates with regulatory bodies to ensure compliance and adherence to regulatory standard. So in this regard, we believe that uh, they are actually going to be the watchman for the major security agency that they are working with in order to uphold compliance. Number six, responsibility and role that we expect from the
Okay.
consortium is to reach wider targets and adoption. So this consortium envision that the cNGN will have a wider target reach compared to the NIR. This
Okay.
this could involve strategies to promote adoption both within and beyond the Nigerian border, facilitating worldwide remittances, trade, and investment. So in this regard, because they have this currency available, you know, they can make it to be very easy for um, people in the international markets to be able to accept the currency and swap it to their own stable coin or any cryptocurrency that they ever wish to swap it into. All because we have put our currency, a representation of our currency out there. So if, let's say for instance, someone is patronizing service of a Nigerian and he wants to pay the person in naira, the person that can actually utilize this platform if they are not actually staying in Nigeria. They can easily convert their dollars and change it to the naira stable coin and then pay the person. So we,
Okay.
we
Are you
have
are you
that
saying are you saying in
responsibility
essence now?
to be
Are you
seen
saying in
from them.
essence now that somebody who is based in the UK can comfortably get some USDT in case the person wants to send money through crypto to to back to Nigeria to his family or friends? Are you saying that the person can buy USDT and then convert the USDT just in any of the centralized exchanges where the cNGN is to cNGN and now send to somebody in Nigeria through the exchange means? And someone here in Nigeria or in
Yeah.
anywhere in Africa can take that the same cNGN to the bank and have feasible cash of the Nigerian notes or any African currency notes. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, definitely, definitely.
This is actually
That's
a
exactly what
milestone.
I'm saying. I'm saying, yeah, I'm saying that this digitalize our currency to a level that people that are not in Nigeria will be able, just the way we are able to get USDT, and we are not in the United States of America, but we can easily get USDT and believe it is a form of currency, a form of dollar, and spend it. Likewise, we'll be able to get this naira as a form of currency and spend it. So that will take us to our next responsibility, which is
All
the
right.
innovation and collaboration. And this innovation and collaboration is in conjunction with this last previous point that I just said, that there will be collaboration with the likes of the power holding companies. There will be collaboration with the telecommunication companies to accept this
Yeah.
currency as a form of payment. So it is their own responsibility to collaborate with stakeholders. They have to be positioned for collaboration with stakeholders and traditional financial players to innovate and build hybrid financial services and tools. And this collaboration is essential for the success and the adoption of the cNGN stablecoin. Uh, as in regards to what I'm trying to say earlier, if there's collaboration with so many sectors that can accept the cNGN as a form of currency, then there will be bridges that will be built, there will be technologies that will be developed that will be able to convert those cNGN to electronic naira that can be transferred from one bank to another, or can be dispensed directly through the ATM or the POS using the technologies that we now have, just to give you naira cash. So in summary,
Wow.
the African Stablecoin Consortium plays a pivotal role in the development, the compliance, the management, and the promotion of the cNGN stablecoin, contributing to the potential impact on financial transactions, both domestically and internationally.
This is awesome, but I have a few questions. I'm looking at it from you know that man on the street, that lady on the street, what they want to understand about the CNGN. Right now, we know with the development of the CNGN being developed or supervised by a consortium, which is a group of organizations, precisely banks around Africa, who is coming up with a stable coin as a means of transaction. Now, bringing it down to the Nigerian ecosystem, or the Nigerian system, rather, is there a means, or is there a possible means whereby the cNGN can positively affect the Nigerian naira to the dollar? Because when you look at the cost of transaction right now, or the value, let me use this one, the value between the US dollar and the Nigerian naira, the difference is just so high, and it's very alarming. It's bringing about a lot of suffering in the economy. Now, I think dollar to naira is about 1,260 something, or 1,207. Let's call it approximately 1,200 naira to $1. Is there a possible means that this cNGN could bring down the value of dollar to naira?
Yeah, I believe that the implementation of the compliant Nigerian naira stablecoin, if successful, has the potential to positively impact the Nigerian economy, especially in addressing challenges related to the exchange rate of the Nigerian naira against other currencies like the US dollars, and the Britain pounds, and the Chinese currency. So we will just look at it from different perspectives, that there are several ways that this stablecoin could contribute to the economic landscape. And the first one is, it's the first point I would talk here is it provides stability and pegging. You know, the cNGN stablecoin is pegged to the naira, providing a stable digital representation of our national currency. And this stability can help mitigate some of the volatility often associated with traditional cryptocurrencies, and making it reliable as a valuable medium of exchange. So this stability, because it's available, is readily available, accessible to the public. You can easily swap, you can easily get it. There cannot be scarcity from the production line of this stable coin. It will keep stability for a long time, and with that stability comes power. So with time, we believe that uh, the reliableness of the currency is going to demand for more respect in the market with time, against the counterpart like US dollars. So it depends on the exchange that is going on. Let's say we are having so many exchange, and just imagine the liquidity pool. We're having so many exchange of naira to
Of course, it's going
dollar
to be awesome.
happening every day. The stability that naira is going to give exchanging to dollar is going to enable that it develop its own power with time. It developed its economic power with time. That during the period that there will be scarcity in that naira, and the adoption, the stability of the naira has caused people to believe that yes, this is real, this is money, and we are moving with that belief. So we will get to a level whereby Naira will also gain power because so many people are using it, so many businesses are accepting it. So that power is enough to make a demand for the exchange rate to drop. But it is not initial. It is not from the get-go. It happens due to the other points that I'm going to mention. So the other point
All
I'm
right.
going to mention now is the international remittance. The
Okay.
cNGN is pegged on the blockchain technology for international remittance. So more people that adopt it, we give it strength, we make it powerful. So Nigerians abroad can actually buy it directly, send it to people in Nigeria without the need of traditional banking intermediaries, and this could lead to faster and more cost efficient remittance transaction. Also, another point is it will reduce dependence on foreign currency. So by facilitating cross-border transactions, the international trade with the cNGN, where maybe reduced dependence on foreign currency like the US dollars, this could potentially ease the pressure on the demand for foreign exchange and contribute to more stable exchange rate. You see where we are going? So the
Yeah,
reduced dependence on foreign exchange is going to trip up the price. Everybody needs to, transact in dollar. That's why dollar is valuable. But
absolutely.
if cngn makes it possible that people in the United States want to interact with Nigeria, and the only way they interact with Nigeria is to use
To use the cNGN.
um the only way they can interact with Nigeria use the alternatives that is available currently, and which is cNGN, to you know pay pay for services in Nigeria. Pay for, okay, you want to buy something on somebody's farm, you are not using dollars as a means of payment. Why? Because you are living in the United States, you have access to cNGN, you can change cNGN and you use that cNGN to pay farmers. You can use it to pay for different services in Nigeria. Maybe you are outsourcing a service of a Nigerian to work for you online, and you want to pay their salary. You determine to pay their wages and their salary by using cNGN, because you know that cNGN is available. That is something you can buy you know on any centralized exchange across the world, and it's something that you can use to interact with the nation. It also helps the naira to grow outside of the economy alone, because the more people are using naira outside Nigeria, the more powerful naira becomes. So financial
That,
inclusion is also another point.
okay.
Financial inclusion is also another point. The use of a stable coin like cNGN could enhance financial inclusion by providing individuals who are uh, unbanked or underbanked with the access to digital financial services. This in turn could stimulate economic activities and broaden the base of participation in the formal financial system. So now we have it right there, that financial inclusion by those that don't use the normal banking services because they don't believe in that kind of service can actually be including themselves in this kind of technology. Because if you, let's say for example, a trader has a phone, a
All right.
QR code, you have a phone that has a wallet, you print your QR code, you put it on your table, there will not be issue of we have network failure by the
That's
bank,
true.
because the common excuse, the bank, we cannot transfer money due to network failure. No, all you
Network
need to do
failure.
is, yeah, put out your wallet address, your QR code, put it in your shop. When somebody comes, do you accept CNG? cNGN? Yes, I accept cNGN. You scan the code, you transfer the money, and the person receives the money on the other end. No network failure, no bank issue.
To make
Everything is
transaction very
going,
seamless and
yeah,
swift. Oh,
very seamless and swift. So this
wow.
financial inclusion is also an area that will encourage the adoption of the cNGN. There is no professional, you don't need to be tech savvy to be able to receive and send cNGN. All you need is a wallet, a functional
A
wallet,
wallet address.
and yes, and a wallet address or a QR code that you can easily send to your customer to get payment from almost instantly.
I have a
So
question.
we also,
I
okay,
have a
all right,
question. Now, looking
all
at
right.
one of the use cases of cNGN, would there be a possibility that this might affect the banking system?
Yeah, it's actually created not only because they feel it will affect the banking system, because it should affect the banking system in some
Positively or
sort.
negatively?
Negatively.
Oh,
Negatively in the sense that people might not need, yeah, people might, in the long run, of this, people might not need to use their bank apps anymore because of the
except need be.
frivolous charges. Yeah, because of the frivolous charges, some banks, charge their customers for putting their money in their banks. So normally, putting your money in the bank, you are supposed to have some kind of interest on your money. But most of the time, our money is just in our banks, sitting there.
Just dormant, doing
Only
nothing.
get uh, only get the only thing that our money faces. We pay these exorbitant charges. On our money, and our money is what the bank use to operationalize, make profit, and to be able to remain a bank actually. So negatively in the sense that people like me, you know, converse with people that are conservatives,
All
you know,
right.
we look at the need of not putting your money in the bank anymore, because I have cNGN that can actually interact with anybody that receives cNGN, and I can use platforms that will be coming out soon. We are currently working on a platform that we will soon launch. We will soon launch out the platform in Nigeria. Uh, the platform is called ZiptoPay. So let me just put the spoilers out
Okay.
there. So this ZiptoPay is going to work as a payment service that is going to mitigate between banks and the users. So
All
you
right.
have your cNGN, you have your cNGN, you want Naira. We still have some banks that will be able to create that platform that you can actually withdraw your cNGN as Naira directly on the
Okay.
ATMs, um, on the ATM machine using your uh, debit card, and basic transfer, just to an account. You'll be able to extract your cNGN to the bank account and send it, using banking system. So we know that this is going to disrupt the use of the banking app negatively. But the role that the banks will play in all of this is to dispense the cNGN to normal cash.
To normal cash.
Yes,
All
that is
right.
their role. That is the role, that is the positive role that they will play in this. So we'll see that, it will attract fees, to convert your cNGN to normal cash, it will attract fees. So I believe the banks will be positioned in accepting cNGN and giving normal cash. That is
All
where,
right.
their use case will be. So this takes me to actually the fifth point, which is
Okay.
the use of the cNGN will create lower transaction costs. For the adoption of cNGN for transaction, especially international ones, it will lead to lower transaction costs compared to the international banking channels that we are used to. So this is
Okay.
particularly relevant for businesses engaged in global trade and individuals that are involved in international transactions. So the next point is the cNGN also will give increased confidence. Increased confidence in the sense that if the cNGN stablecoin operates transparently and in
That is the
compliance
next
with the
question.
regulatory
That is
standard,
the next
yeah,
question I was to ask.
okay, all right. It means I'm in the spirit. So increased confidence is that if the cNGN stablecoin operates transparently and in confidence with regulatory standards, it could contribute to the increased confidence in the domestic financial system, as I was saying. And this may attract more investors to invest in the channel of the way that accept cNGN for cash. It will make them grow their money, positively influencing the economic growth. People start making profits. Naira will start jacking up in value, and all. So the next point from this is that we're also going to see the reduced pressure on foreign exchange reserve. So basically, if this cNGN gains acceptance from the increased confidence, it gains acceptance, then it will be widely used for international transactions. It could reduce the demand for
The
foreign
demand for
currencies,
the dollar, dollar, dollar.
potentially easing pressure on Nigerians' foreign exchange reserves. So let's put this into perspective. Let's say you want to pay for your Apple Music, you want to pay for your Netflix, you want to pay for um, your let's say various payment services that
Yeah.
presently, if you want to pay for it, you need a dollar card to do that. But it will not be necessarily that you will not be able to use dollar card to pay for those services anymore. But those companies will have an option to see and to create a positioning system to expand their market in the Nigerian economy by accepting
Ah,
cNGN.
yeah.
So accepting cNGN is going to enable that Naira becomes a respected currency in the world. And it's going to lead to, we will see so many reduction in the conversion rate and reduction in the inflation that is currently happening in the nation that we are facing. Why? Because the Naira has suddenly gained prominence in international market as an acceptable means of payment, which is not lagging in reserves, but also benefiting in acceptance, you know, in acceptance, in international acceptance. So this point will also lead us to the last point, which is the innovation in financial services. So now, this because of this cNGN now, because Nigeria is a huge market of,
Okay.
we are over 200 million people, and 40% of Nigerians are using smartphone.
Yeah.
So over 200 million people, and you say 40%, that is over 80 million people, 80 million market holders. They are readily available to be able to, you know, penetrate. So this penetration will only be made possible by innovation. So innovation in financial services, that okay, I want to create like our platform ZiptoPay, for example. We can be able to work with international organizations that are looking at benefiting in the Nigerian market to be
Okay.
their only payment platform that accepts cNGN and remit dollar on their behalf. So the way we do the innovation, we do it on our back end. All you just see is Apple now accepts cNGN, but it's
Oh,
based
I
on our
see.
innovation.
Okay.
That is based on our innovation. So the cNGN stablecoin developed and managed by the African Stablecoin Consortium can stimulate innovation in financial services. This innovation will lead to the creation of the new financial products and services that can benefit businesses and individuals at large. So it is important that we note, it's important to note that the success of the cNGN, that the success of the cNGN stablecoin will depend on factors such as widespread adoption, regulatory compliance, and the ability to address potential challenges. Additionally, the stablecoin operates within the border content of financial system, and its impact will be influenced by various economic factors and government policies. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Rotimi. Oh, this is really going to be a milestone for Nigeria and every other African country that is involved in the cNGN. Understanding that the cNGN is a cryptocurrency, right?
Yes,
It's a cryptocurrency built on a
yes,
decentralized blockchain technology.
yes,
We know about corruption. For Nigerians to be confident enough, both the Nigerians in diaspora and Nigerians here, for them to be confident enough, to say, okay, I want to keep some junk of funds of mine, because I know a lot of us have our money, on the blockchain instead of having our funds in the bank. Now, looking at the way corruption runs, though I know the government is
that's
doing a
correct.
whole lot from the present happenings around Nigeria with the Edu, I think her name, I think Bella Edu, and all that is happening now. It's quite very obvious that this government would really stand against corruption, and we give them kudos. But that name corruption always rings a bell, especially, when it has to do with Nigerian system. People are skeptical. Will my money be safe? From what you have said, I understand, but the layman out there, will he be confident? What should give him the confidence that somehow some group of persons wouldn't want to embezzle the funds that have been kept in the cNGN?
Yeah, we talked based on the roles, one of the roles of the African Stablecoin Consortium, and while we discussed about the role, we were able to we were able to figure it out, like how do I put it in context? We are able to figure it out, like uh, the need of, we know that we actually have that need, and we have complaints of the fact that we can be exploited in any system, which that is actually correct, if I may
Yeah.
put it in that way. But the blockchain technology is designed with a security technology that is called the cryptography.
Okay.
So it is a 256 bit level of encryption that it is only vulnerable when you lose your seed phrases, your private key.
All right.
So this is only vulnerable when you lose your private key. There is absolutely no vulnerability on your part of your asset from the government or the consortium because of the way the smart contract is designed. But they will always put an exception to it
Okay.
because in the case of those people that are involved in corrupt practices, there will always be a backdoor to checkmate those people. So let's
Okay,
say
there would always be a backdoor to checkmate those people that
checkmate
will
those
be
people.
involved in corrupt practices.
Yes. Let's say that
Oh,
let's say we can identify a scamming wallet address. That this wallet address
okay.
has been scamming quite a lot of people, you know, because there is compliance, there is enforcement, there is a position to find solution and to give justice on the blockchain, which will be provided by the consortium itself in collaboration with the Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission. We believe
Okay.
that we believe that if there is a situation like that, if there is a situation like that, that we need to get the perpetrators that are involved in this uh, fraudulent transaction. Their wallets might be seized, their fund might be trapped for
Okay.
not to be able to send in or receive money for a long time until the
Oh,
investigation is completed. So we believe that they can actually recover the fund. It depends on how the smart contract around the stablecoin is designed. Is it designed to
okay.
be able to um, curb injustice? Is it designed to be able to restrict fraudulent activities? So those are the questions we ask ourselves because we know that the SEC, is involved in it. The SEC is involved in, how to maintain the sanity of this coin so it will not be polluted by bad actors. So it
Hmm.
is important that we understand that this will
Yeah.
be in place. Yeah. So for anybody that their wallet address is being reported as, scam, you send it to the relevant quarters, then they will make action on it. If funds are being moved from that to another, they will be able to use it to trace, investigate. They can place lien on it just for those that are not compliant with the rules and regulations surrounding the use of this stablecoin. So it's for those good players, for people that I'm here to come and do good. I'm not here to come and use my wallet to do any harm to anybody. I'm into business. I'm into cryptocurrency investment. I'm, receiving payments for jobs outside Nigeria. You are free to use the platform. You have nothing to worry about. But if you
Yeah.
know you are corrupt and during the investigation, your wallet address is linked to the investigation, you know, there will be questioning
On that wallet.
because for justice to take its course, there will be questioning on that wallet. So it's not necessarily a big deal for people that want to make peace. It's
Okay.
only a big deal for those that want to cause trouble.
All right. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Rotimi. Another question, just for the viewers. Is there a possibility that the cNGN is going to trade for one cNGN since it's a stable coin? It's going to be a stable coin. Is there a possibility it's going to be one
Yeah.
cNGN to one USDT?
That's actually a believing question, a question with faith. One cNGN cannot trade with dollar as 1:1. It's entirely not
Okay.
possible because the
All
value
right.
of naira is the one that determines the value that it will trade on. The value of naira will only determine the value it will trade on. But I believe that the cNGN can create that perfect atmosphere to determine what the value of naira will be. You know, if the
Okay.
cNGN goes out to do well, continue to trade well, people are adopting it. We have like massive um,
Adoption.
adoption of it in this trillion. You know, I believe that the cNGN will demand for respect for the Nigerian naira in the international market.
Wow.
So at the time that there will be demand for cNGN, that is when cNGN will start saying, this is what I deserve. And
I
it
see.
can continually speak that volume. It can continually say, today I deserve $1,000 to get one. I deserve 1,000 naira to get $1. By next week, you know, because the demand is there, people want to
Time
get naira.
can as
You
well push
know,
for 500 naira to $1.
yes.
Hmm.
Then people will gradually start to accept the fact that dollar needs to be traded for 500 naira because
So with
the
time, with
cNGN
time,
has, yeah,
so with time,
the
it's obvious that if the cNGN is massively adopted, both by Nigerians in the diaspora, both by Africans in general, that the dollar would definitely fall against the naira someday.
definitely.
Wow.
It,
So
it might
viewers,
it
I
might
hope you
not
can see
actually
this.
it might not actually take decades for us to see a drastic decline, but if the way um, the world is, let me use this precedence. If the way the whole world is making demands for the likes of Whiskey, Burna Boy, and Davido, which, according to me, they are our greatest international exports. You know, the demand for their music is that massive. So if we have those kind of demand from the international scene to our, you know, music artists here, which is the greatest export, and let's say, for example, they charge in naira, they will do whatever it takes to buy naira to make sure that
Yeah, that's true.
they get them on board. And for them demanding to get cNGN, they will get it at the price we are willing to offer it. So if you are offering it for
I get the
one
point.
naira, 1 naira to $1, at that time, it means we have gotten to the point where our currency has taken back its power.
I get the
So
point.
the currency will be valuable during the time that the demand of that currency will be much. And the mistake I will say that the previous administration has made, that the current administration is trying to correct, is the previous administration closed the border on us to be able to buy naira and give naira strength. But it's not the solution that is needed. The solution that is needed is what the present administration has
It's doing.
created now, which is to make naira demand
To be
skyrocket.
high.
If the
I give it to
demand
the
for the
government.
naira,
Their
yeah,
innovation is top notch. I give it to this
yeah,
government.
if the demand for the cNGN push over cost is going to take the the naira notes that we are looking at as worthless, is going to take it with it. And Nigerians are talented, we are creative. We can leverage on our creativity, our talents, our being, we are a hardworking set of people. We
Of
are
course, very
vibrant set of
innovative.
people.
Yeah.
We can adopt. So the opportunity for us to glorify our currency in the digital space is actually needed because it's going to explode. And I'm not going to promise, but I believe that the future of the cNGN against the dollar is going to show a diminishing part in a way that we will not be explaining we will not be able to explain in the nearest future,
Wow.
because there will be there will be need that, no, I want to get naira. Can you send me naira? I want to interact with Nigerians. That is going to add value to it. That is why I'm saying that the mistake the previous administration did, that this present administration is correcting, is that this cNGN is one of the ways that they can solve. I think before this all came up, I had conversation with some of my colleagues, and I told them that the only way that they can solve this is to make naira acceptable everywhere in the world. Make naira accessible everywhere in the world.
And this is
That
just one
if
of the steps.
Yeah, if you want to buy petroleum products, buy agricultural products, you talk directly with the farmers and you give them naira. That naira that you are giving them, you actually bought it. You are buying it from a demand. That demand will determine the price. There will be an automatic market maker for naira in the future, because at the end of the day, when there is a demand for naira, there will be drop in its price.
Of course. Of course. Of course. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. Now I understand better, and I know the viewers would understand better, because when this came up in the news, a lot of us were like, "Oh, the cNGN, what relevance is this going to be to us?" Right now, blockchain technology, cryptocurrency is, in fact, is a mainstream.
Yeah, we
The
we
SEC is
also
everywhere.
believe, yes, we also believe, and we are trying to um
Mainstream assets and no more a niche of an asset. And here in Nigeria, with the coming up with the government to back up the naira, of which, from what Mr. Rotimi had just made us understand, is that if there is wide adoption, if there is massive adoption of the cNGN, definitely over time it's going to reduce, the price of the naira against the dollar in the market. So if we have continuous demand of the cNGN, that is the
so I want to take this opportunity to encourage the government to invest in I want to take this opportunity to encourage the government to invest in um, the area of education of blockchain and cryptocurrency, you know, for the Nigerian population. It's important that the government work with people that can be able to get this education across to everybody across border, because we believe that if this education is being disseminated properly, if we have close education to the Nigerians across various tribes, languages, landscape, and economic vices, we can be able to educate them about what we want to achieve, about how this is going to help us, and about how the adoption is going to create a vibrant economy for us. So we will not stop educating, we will not stop talking about this. And for the
Okay.
viewers that will always want to learn more, let us try and reach out to notes, materials, watch out for the news, look at various programs like this in order to get the education you need on what is going on. Most of these times we just see it and it's more or less English. And I know the government, spent a fortune on educating people on the adoption of e-naira, and the e-naira did not float. And
It
it is
didn't
not
at
because,
all.
it's not because it didn't float, but it's just because the education is not adequate. There's a saying that uh, advertisement uh, is the food of business. A business that is not well advertised will not be healthy, will not be feeding well, will not come out in the way you think it should come out, because you don't have nobody know what you are selling, nobody can identify
Yeah.
a product to you. That is what actually happened to the e-naira. The e-naira actually had campaigns, but there is no education from the grassroots about it and what it can do to the economy. Now, for this to work, I will urge the government once again to work with influencers, to work with educators. I'm also available to work with the federal government of Nigeria as well as you are. So the collaboration will enable that this is a success because it has a lot of potentials. And we are always getting the information from the news. We are also looking to get respondents from the African Stablecoin Consortium group to see how they can, start the education now. Imagine you want to launch
Exactly.
this holy grail at the end of this month, you know, by February. The education had to start before the launch so
Before
that people
then.
know what
Yeah,
they are
that's
getting
true.
involved in. Yeah. So that people will know what they want to achieve. Together, we can make Naira great again. I still believe in the currency. I know people have lost it about the currency, but with time, it takes time to heal. And I would really want the government to be involved in the education of this initiative as much as possible, because the Naira that we all hold and we are discussing at the moment is the representation of the government in our hands.
That is true. Absolutely true.
So we need them to also represent the cNGN, just like the Naira is a representation of the government. Thank you.
Of the government. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Rotimi, for your time. It's actually an educative one about the cNGN. So if you're a Nigerian out there, if you're an African out there, seeing these either through our Facebook handle, our Instagram, our YouTube channel, try as much as possible to subscribe for detailed information that cuts across, everything, including socials, including gossips, including education, like what you have now, including money making opportunity. So we'll be hosting Rotimi again, maybe sometime tomorrow or next tomorrow, to talk about the Bitcoin ETF. Remember, this year is the year of the bull, and everybody wants to seize the opportunity of the bull run. That is true. Everyone wants to seize this opportunity. If the US government and the citizens, have actually gotten an approval to get into the crypto space. And here in Nigeria, the government has accepted, giving us the approval to get into the crypto space. And with the invention of the cNGN, I see no reason why you shouldn't have the knowledge of what the bull run is all about and how you can maximize the bull run opportunity to increase your financial portfolio. So see you same time tomorrow with Mr. Rotimi, hoping he has the time. Mr. Rotimi, I hope you are obliged to that, sir.
Yes, I will be available. I'll be available for
All
this
right. All right.
opportunity to
All right.
discuss
Thank
about.
you.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
man.
so
Thank you for
very much.
having me
Thank you.
around.
Thank you
I
for
really
the time.
appreciate.
Thank you for the time.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a blissful one ahead. All right. So, viewers, I hope you had fun and at the same time you got the details concerning the cNGN. Really, the government needs to start sanitizing people or sensitizing. Let me use the word sensitizing people, about the cNGN, why we should all adopt the cNGN, because over time it's going to have a positive impact, to the Nigerian naira, and not just the Nigerian naira, to other African currency against the US dollar is really going to help us. And when a country is stable, the citizens rejoice. And now to the Nigerian government, this is a milestone. We must, or I must say that, I appreciate you so much for bringing such an innovation to bring about, a futuristic end to the continuous inflation of the naira against the USD. Thank you very much. And for the viewers, stay tuned. If you've not subscribed, either through our Facebook handle, through my Instagram, or through my YouTube channel, Let's Talk with Susan, do subscribe, because what you see here is going to be very detailed, from education to sports to gossip to socials to entertainment, and not leaving off continuous money making opportunity that could actually give you an insight on how to increase your financial portfolio. So stay tuned and bye for now.